Hello everyone, welcome to Off Meta Thursdays. This week we are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 Standard. Now, as always, if you enjoy our content, please make sure to click that like and subscribe button. It's a way to support the channel for free. So let's do a quick deck tech. If you haven't seen this deck, this is a really fun and I guess it's a really janky deck because it's a strategy that not a lot of people are using in the meta, and actually it's a pretty cool strategy. So basically, what do we do? What is the deck and why is it janky? The reason it's a janky deck, it's because we're playing Bogles. What that means is that we're playing small but hexproof creatures, or at least small creatures that we can attach enchantments or auras or equipments that will allow the creature to protect itself while also pumped the creature so you can attack for a massive amount of damage and still your creature will be protected from removal. That's what we're trying to do. So how do we accomplish this? I'm gonna say this is gonna sound weird, but the most important card of the deck I think is Paradise Druid. Why? Because Paradise Druid is a small aggro creature, comes down on turn 2, that has hexproof. Now it only has hexproof as long as it's untapped. So ideally, you want to make sure you protect your Paradise Druids by not attacking without it having something like vigilance, so that you keep it untapped and it maintains its hexproof status, right? How do we do this? We attach things like Sentinel's Eye to give it vigilance. We attach things like Sentinel's Mark, right? Which also pumps the creature at the same time. But then we also have a couple of creatures. So basically we're playing 17 creatures. So you want to make sure you have your creatures. If you have a hand without creatures, you want to mulligan that, right? And you also want to make sure you have your colors. You need your white and you need your green if you want to win these games. So we have Alcid, 4 copies. This is mainly to protect our other big creatures like Paradise Druid and Cetacean Champion. We then have Transcendent Envoy, is a flying evasive creature that also helps you because the spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so it's pretty cool. Also, keep in mind that Alcid and Transcendent Envoy are enchantment creatures themselves. That means when you play Cetacean Champion on your turn 3, which ideally that's what you want to do, this will allow you to pump Cetacean Champion every time you play an enchantment, as well as drawing an extra card, which you can do by playing your creatures, your enchantment creatures that is, and every other enchantment, equipment, aura you have in this deck. Which means everything we have are enchantments. Season of Growth is great because it also allows you to draw more cards. Then we have All That Glitters, which is probably the best enchantment in the deck because it gives your creature +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. So even though Season of Growth is on the battlefield, it's not attached to anything, it's gonna pump your creature with All That Glitters. Alright, so and then we have things like Kemetra's Blessing, which allows you to again protect your creatures, give them hexproof and indestructible. We have 2 copies of Siona. Siona is mainly just for you to play and try to find that enchantment that you need at that moment. Also gives you 1/1 human creatures to, get a better board in the future. We have another important thing is Cetacean Training, which allows you to give your creatures +1 and trample. You definitely want to have trample if you have a 20/20, 15/15 creature on the battlefield, because otherwise your opponent can just block and block for ages and you don't want that. And yeah, we're playing a couple of regular lands, 6 plains, 5 forest, 2 Castle Ardent Vales, which sometimes, if you have a token, you can try to get in with that to finish the game. 4 copies of Temple Garden, 2 copies of Temple of Plenty. We don't want to be scrying, want to make sure we play our lands early on and not tapped. And then 1 copy of Blossoming Sands. This is just kind of a budget addition to the deck. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So just make sure you are playing on curve, and ideally you want to wait to attack with your Paradise Druid once it has vigilance set on it. Also, if you think you're pretty protected from like board wipes and things like that, you should be okay to attach enchantments to Alcid, to Transcendent Envoy, and go that route. We have a couple of cool games for you, so we hope you enjoy that. Okay guys, I just want to show you something cool real quick before we're done. So if you want to win a secret layer drop, there's a way you can do this month. Basically, if you join the janitor on his Twitch streaming channel, which is twitch.tv/3golpes, you get to win a secret layer drop as long as you are the person with the most points at the end of the month. And how do you win those points? Just challenge the janitor with the most janky deck you have, meaning not a meta deck. If you want to see the list of meta decks that are not acceptable in this challenge, you can go to aetherhub.com/meta/metagame/standard. But ideally, bring your janky deck, challenge the janitor while on stream. You can do this once per day, I guess. So if you join the stream today and you challenge the janitor, you cannot challenge him again today. But if you join the stream tomorrow, you can challenge him then and get another point, and so on. And then at the end of the month, the person who has the most points wins the secret layer. Alright, if you need any more details, just pause the video right now, check out the details on the screen, or also leave us a comment if you have any questions. We'll point you in the right direction. In the meantime, we hope you take this challenge in and you go win that secret layer drop, which is gonna be probably really cool. Anyway, that is all for today. We hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Alright guys, this is Off Meta Thursdays, and we are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 Standard. Alright, so this is pretty bad. We don't have any action. Basically, we don't have any creatures to put these enchantments on, so we have to mulligan this. Alright, this is much better, especially because Paradise Druid is maybe the best creature for us to have here. We are going to send this Blossoming Sands to the bottom. Keep this hand. Alright, we're playing against cats. That's fine. It's not the worst matchup we could have. We're going to play a tapped Temple Garden here. Pass the turn. Alright, that's Slaughter. Yep, alright, cool. Alright, we go with the Paradise Druid. Pass the turn. We're going to get hit for 3 or 4 here, depending on what our opponent has in hand. So every time you sacrifice, this gets +2. And they can sacrifice another creature if they want. Alright, that's cool. Draw 3 cards, sure. Yeah, that's pretty spicy there, guys. Yeah, I guess we'll take 6. Sure. Alright, we'll give the Paradise Druid +1 vigilance. And all that glitters. Alright, that's a 5/4. Hexproof vigilance creature. Now, if our opponent has an Angrath Wrath, then we're in trouble. Pretty much game if they do. Alright, they have another Slaughter, that's fine. And Gutter Bones. Stay on defense, alright, cool. We get to Season of Growth. So, we don't want to play a creature, we want to draw cards. So, we're gonna put a Cetacean Training on this Paradise Druid. Draw a Cetacean Champion. We have an 8/6 here, which also has Indestructibility. Alright, we'll attack. Let's see if our opponent blocks or not. I guess they don't, because it does have Trample, so they're down to 8. Now again, we're hoping our opponent does not draw an Angrath Rampage. It's the worst card they could draw against us. We are down to 12 though, so if they manage to sacrifice a couple of things and attack with both of these Slaughters, then yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Nope, that's game. Alright, this is Off Meta Thursdays, and we are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 Standard. Alright, yeah, I think this is a keep. Have everything we need here. So we can start with Temple Garden tap, then our Castle Ardenvale will come down untapped next turn. And we can play our Paradise Druid, go from there. We can also play Transcendent Envoy, but I think Paradise Druid is better. So our opponent plays Selesnya Guildgate, so this might be like a budget version of our deck. Let's see if we can get there first. Alright, we'll play Transcendent Envoy, and we'll start with Sentinel's Mark to give our Paradise Druid vigilance. Alright, pretty cool. Opponent's down to 17. Let's see what they have here. We didn't think we were going to play a mirror match, because nobody's really playing Bogles anymore, but sure. Alright, Season of Growth. That's a good card to have. They start drawing cards next turn, right? Tap land, sure. But are they going to be fast enough here with us just like going off? We're even going to make our Druid a Flying Druid. Draw a card. Alright, we'll play another Paradise Druid here. Extra protection, right? Attack with both of our creatures here. Alright, our opponent's down to 13. Pass the turn. Yeah, this could be a problem for us if they start just drawing cards and if they get like a lifelink enchantment. That's a druid. That's not an enchantment, but they get to draw a card here from Season of Growth. They get to scry, actually. Scry to bottom. Play another Paradise Druid. Sure. Alright, so our opponent's going to be down to 9 next turn. Alright, we draw Season of Growth, so that's pretty good. So whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control. Okay, cool. So we will... Yeah, we want to start drawing cards, I think, although... Yeah, this is fine, I think. Alright, our opponent goes down to 9. We play a Paradise Druid to scry here. Don't want any more Transcendent Envoys. We're looking for action. That's what it is. Alright, so they get to start playing enchantments here, I believe. That's a Cetacean Champion. Sure, they get to scry, and they have a couple of mana source options here with these Paradise Druid. Season of Growth. Alright, that's not really going to do it. Let's see what else they got. They sort of need to give something flying, or they might be in trouble. Okay, sure. Alright, so they're gonna kill something. They're gonna kill our Envoy. Is that what it is? Do we want to protect our Envoy with Crematra's Blessing? I don't really know. They can't do much with that 1 mana option they have there, I think. This cost, I believe, 2 to play. So, yeah, alright. Let's protect it. Draw a card. It's a land. That's fine. Alright, Sentinel's Eye, sure. That's good. Pretty good. Our opponent managed to replace their hand, so... I guess we'll play Siona first. We do have enough options, so... Let's scry. That's a Season Growth. We don't need that at the moment. We can play Siona and find like an All That Glitters. We just find a Sentinel's Eye. Not really what we needed, but that's fine. Okay, here's the All That Glitters. So that's good. This has flying. It doesn't. Okay, so we'll put it on Paradise Druid. And perfect, we drew the All That Glitters. So we'll just do that on Paradise Druid. Alright, pretty cool. So this should be game. Yep, good game, opponent. Alright guys, this is Off Meta Thursdays, and we are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 Standard. We go first, and I think this hand is really good actually, so we're going to try it out. Alright, we can play Castle Ardenvale first, comes down tap. That way we can then forest into Paradise Druid next turn. That should be good enough. Alright, Love Strokes, sure, that's fine. Alright, play the Paradise Druid. Fortunately, Temple of Plenty comes in tapped, so we're not going to be able to Transcendent Envoy into our enchantment, which is usually really good. We could have also Season of Growth first, but I think this is okay. Alright, perfect. We drew an untapped source. So we can now Transcendent Envoy into Succession Training. Draw a card. Yep, that's good. Alright, we're gonna pass the turn. Well, yeah, we'll pass the turn here. We can't really attack with Paradise Druid at this moment. So the idea is get our Paradise Druid as big as possible. Alright, we see the Lovestruck Beast. That allows our opponent to draw an extra card there. That's fine. Alright, cool. So we get to Castle Ardenvale. Succession Champion. Play Season of Growth. See if our opponent wants to... We don't care at this point if our opponent tries to kill our Paradise Druid with like a Murderous Rider, because we don't have much attached to Paradise Druid at the moment, and we do have a Succession Champion, which most likely allows us to win the game at some point. Now these tab lands are a problem. So let's see. So they're going to be able to draw 2 more cards here, potentially, with these Edgewell Innkeepers. Alright, there we go with the Murderous Rider. So next turn they'll play Murderous Rider, draw 2 cards. It's not bad. It's not a bad play from our opponent. Alright, we get to scry here with Temple of Plenty. And to the bottom. Play All That Glitters. Alright. So this is a trample creature. That's pretty cool. Play All That Glitters. Alright, we're going to play Alcid to protect our Paradise Druid. Alright, just attack with this. Our Paradise Druid does not have vigilance at the moment, so... Let's see what we can do here. But we do have a 15-13 trample hexproof creature on the battlefield that's protected with an Alcid and a Karametra's Blessing. Alright, we seal Fulmar Knight, allows our opponent to draw 2 cards. Sure. That is protection, but we just sort of need to draw a Angelic Gift, I think. Hopefully at some point. Alright, we're gonna get drained pretty hard here, I guess. This is sort of Knights. Well, not... We'll just go down to 16, that's fine. Pretty fine with us. Alright, pass the turn. Alright, that's cool. That's an Envoy. So, we get to play the Envoy, draw a card. Hopefully an enchantment. Yeah, we'll keep that. Play Karametra's Blessing on Paradise Druid. Play Cetacean Training on Paradise Druid. Alright, perfect. Play Angelic Gift and this should be game. Exactly what we needed. Alright, good game. Alright guys, welcome to Off Meta Thursdays. We are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 Standard. Alright, so this hand is interesting. We're on the draw, but we don't have green sources. We do have white options, right? Not quite sure. I guess we'll try it, but it's not ideal by any means. Alright, we're playing against Rakdos. Pass the turn here. Hope that we draw those green sources sometime soon. Obviously, we can play Transcendent Envoy and we can play all the gritters, but that's not really enough here. Alright, this is Cat Oven. Witch's Oven Tribal that we're playing, sure. Alright, Transcendent Envoy. Let's go from there. See if our opponent has the cat here or not. I'm not sure how we match up, I guess. Paradise Druid is pretty good if we ever draw that green source because of the hexproof. And this is Jaunt. Alright, cool. Mayhem Devil, yep, that's pretty good if they drew the cat or have the cat in hand, of course. Alright, so I'll sit into all that glitters, I think. Alright, cool. Cool. So we get to attack here with our 4/5. Opponent goes down to 14. We pass the turn, leaving mana up in order to protect our Envoy. Alright. Okay, that's a Fable Passage, which is going to target our Outsit, I guess. So we're going to protect it against red here. I think that's worse than black at this point. Because they don't have another black source, but they could have something that will take our creature and then sacrifice it to Witch's Oven, so we're gonna hope. Alright, that's a Trail of Crumbs. That's sure, that's fine. See Gilded Goose. Alright, cool. Very cool. Still don't have sacrifice outlets, but it's something. Let's see if they attack here with the Mayhem Devil. They should, right? Alright, we go down to 16. Alright, we still don't draw those sources there, so play Sentinel's Mark, give our 3/4 lifelink and vigilance. So since we don't have anything, we're gonna put everything on this Transcendent Envoy and hope our opponent doesn't find a way to kill it. It is a 10/12 lifelink flying creature, so we'll go from there. So our opponent needs like a Murderous Rider in order to come back to this game. Otherwise, they're pretty dead. They do have black sources now with Gilded Goose, so alright, they sacrifice. We're gonna try to draw something here, right? Probably should ping us, yep. Let's see what they find here with the Gilded Goose. Alright, they find another Trail of Crumbs. That's not a Murderous Rider. I think this is game. They're just looking for options, but I mean, it seems far-fetched that they're gonna find something to kill our Transcendent Envoy at this point. Yep, they have to pay 1. They drew the land. Alright. But still, yep, go to 7, and that's game. Good game, John's Sacrifice. Alright guys, we are playing Selesnya Bogles in Best of 1 here in Off Meta Thursdays. And yeah, we go first and we have a nice hand, so we'll try this. Would have been nice to have a turn 1 Alcid in play, but this is fine as well. Alright, we'll go with our planes, pass the turn. We could have played a Temple Garden tapped as well. Now we're going to have to shuck ourselves, but it's what it is. Play Paradise Druid. Our hexproof 2/1 that is going to be very good once we put all these enchantments on it. So opponent's attacking. Alright. So we're playing mono white life gain, I guess. Here comes a Daxos. Sure. Play Castle Arden Vale. And play our Succession Champion. Let's see if our opponent has removal here. We can take a little bit more damage, as we will start gaining life at some point in the game. Alright, we see a Gideon. That's good. It's a good card.
Banish evil from this plane. Share in my life.
Sure. Alright, we can block the Daxos here. Take one. Alright, awesome. So, we get to all that glitters. Let's see, do we have a vigilance? This gives vigilance, right? Vigilance lifelink. Okay, good. So we get to all the glitters. Our Paradise Druid, which again has hexproof. And yeah, we'll do this. Pretty cool. Draw another card. Yep, it's great. So now we have a vigilance hexproof creature. Attack Gideon. And our opponent concedes. Alright. Good game, mono white. Alright guys, this is Of Meta Thursdays, and we are playing Selesnya Bogles. Alright, we'll try this hand. We're on the play. Very cool. I think we'll play our Scryland here, see if we can get more action instead of lands and enchantments. We need creatures at this point. Alright, opponent's playing Temple of Plenty. This might be like a mirror match. Alright, so we're gonna go off here with our Alcid. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have removal spells. They play Druid. Alright, Druid is pretty good, to be honest. So we get to Transcendent Envoy and then play all that glitters on our Alcid here. Attack for 6. Alright, our opponent takes 6, pass the turn. So they could start putting enchantments on their Paradise Druid. Not sure at this point if it's going to be enough to win the race. There's a Sentinel's Eye, sure. Alright, so our opponent's playing a little bit of a different version because they added blue. So guess we'll find out what they're doing, right? This is an Alcid, which could protect their Paradise Druid. Alright, opponent passes the turn. We play Temple Garden, pay 2 life for it. We're going to try to draw something here. Alright, perfect. All that glitters on Transcendent Envoy. Our opponent doesn't seem to have a counter, so that is fine. So we're going off here. Both our creatures have vigilance. One of them has trample, the other one has flying, so let's see how our opponent reacts to this big attack. Yep, that's game. that was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.